Hey everyone, this is Emily Russ with Marion Economic Development Corporation, and I'm coming at you today from my home office. We are going to just go through some community promise information for you as you are all at home and learning and working from home. We're going to bring some of these lessons to you. So I am going to take a minute and share my screen so I can go through a PowerPoint with you. As upperclassmen in high school, you are all probably raising your hand right now saying, yes, I am tired of people asking me what I'm going to do with my life. I think as you get older and into your high school career, that's the question everyone begins to ask. And so how can we flip that script and say, what are your next steps beyond high school? And what do you feel are some of your biggest barriers when you're thinking about making those decisions? And I think a lot of it has to do with cost and making that investment. And then what direction do I go? And where do I take this information and apply it to life and training beyond high school? So Community Promise is really a platform that we've created in a way for you to connect and learn about future opportunities and careers and how we can better connect you with businesses in our community. So this program was created out of really just hearing some of the biggest challenges of our community, and that they struggled to find not only the right people, but the qualified employees that they needed with the levels of certification that was appropriate for those open positions. So how do we help solve this issue? By connecting you with these local careers. So in a minute, we will hop over to communitypromise.org and we will show you the platform that we've created in order for you to better learn about what you are thinking about pursuing as a career beyond high school and how you can apply that to our community, connect with individuals that maybe hold a job in that position that you might be interested in one day, how you can begin learning about that field and the connections that we can provide you. So quickly, before we hop into the website, I've created this fun matching local jobs to their salaries. And so I've done this a couple of times in the classroom, and we're able to kind of quiz you on some local careers and the salary and the accompanying level of training. So I'm just going to start from top to bottom, and obviously as we start knocking them off, you'll be able to better guess which is which. But first we'll start with an accountant. So this position specifically requires a bachelor's degree. So keeping that in mind, bachelor's degree is 4 years, as you guys know. What do you think the salary range is, or salary of that job? So that one is $57,000. Next on the list, we've got junior software developer. So this one, they accept folks with an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. Depending on that, the salary would probably change based on the level of training. So as you look through that list, what do you think that one might be? 45 to 55. All right, on down the list, physical therapist. So this requires quite a bit of schooling, as you would suspect. They are required to get their doctorate degree. So that's a number of years of education and training. So keeping that in mind, does the salary reflect that, do you think? $67,000 starting for a physical therapist. Next one on the list is a vet assistant. So this position is 1 year of vet assistant certificate training. That one is $25,000 to $27,000 a year. All right, next on our list is a dental technician. This is some college preferred. So this position is actually a person that would be making like your orthodontia, like a retainer or any dental type of equipment. They create it. It's kind of a neat job. So they do a lot of on-the-job training. That one is $30,000. Okay, next on our list is a speech pathologist. So this job requires a master's degree in addition to 1 year of training on the job, which is called a fellowship. So that one is 71,000. Okay, last two are an electrical designer. So this one requires the bachelor's degree in science and electrical engineering. That one is 55,000 a year starting. Last on our list, as you guys can see, is the last bullet point, but this one is a fabricator, and this is an associate's degree in advanced manufacturing for 42,000. So I'm curious to know if you got a number of those right. Let me know. All right, next up, we are going to go to communitypromise.org. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I will navigate on our website alongside you. So hold on. So if in your browser you type in communitypromise.org, that will take you to our landing page for Community Promise. So typically when I'm speaking with upperclassmen, I don't always go over this assessment, but I think because you have time at home this spring, this summer, while you are in between classes, whatever it might be, you can use this as just as a way to spend some time learning more about careers that you're interested in. Maybe you already know what you're interested in, but you know that there are more specifics for you to dig into. So I'm going to show you quickly how you can take this quick assessment. So if you click on students right here, and then over here on the left, you'll click on quick links, and then we'll go to uncover career interest. So this is going to take us to Future Ready Iowa. So this is a page on their site in which you, and I'm going to log out so you can see how I actually, let's see, I'll log out. And then if you are new to this, if you happen to have not taken this before, go ahead and click sign up and create a profile. So I'm going to log in and I'll retake the assessment quick. So if you have taken the assessment before, go ahead and scroll down to here and retake the assessment. For today's sake, if you are retaking it, go ahead and push pause and come back to this video. All right, so we are going to view my career matches. So I should also mention, you should also see your top 3 traits. So these are really your personality traits, and the system takes into account these results and really applies it to different careers and jobs that may use a lot of these traits in those jobs. So keep that in mind as you're looking at these career matches. So for today, I want you to select, so if you can see that I matched 100% with health science. So if you click that top category, you can see more detailed sections within health sciences that I matched with. So I'm going to choose, let's say, diagnosis and treatment. So pick something that you matched, let's say like 75% and higher. So go ahead and click into that. So this will bring up lots and lots of information. So keep in mind, we created a profile, you have a profile, you can click save. So let's say you want to come back and save some of these. So let's click into, let's say, oh my goodness, there's so many. Let's say nurse practitioner. So I'm going to click into a nurse. I matched 83% with that. So you guys can see this is specific to our little bubble around Marion. So it will say 34 job openings, but that means that there are on an annual basis that many job openings with that career title in our 50-mile radius around Marion and Cedar Rapids. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this. So I'll go over a couple of these things quickly. I think you've all by now gone through this at some point in the last year or two, but again, it does not hurt to go through it again. So I can see my median salary And then I think this is really helpful because I can come here, let's say I am really considering, okay, what am I going to do next year? I'm a junior. Where might I want to receive my training? So I can see at a brief glance that I can go to any of these training institutions in order to get the appropriate level of training to pursue that job type. If I were to click on the University of Iowa, it would take me to this program on their website. So it's such an efficient tool. Okay, as you go across at the top of the page, again, the About tab, as I mentioned previously, if you're kind of thinking about a career within the health field, but not necessarily the specifics, you're not sure what that might look like, you can check out the About tab and it gives you a pretty good amount of information, quite a bit actually, of how you can picture your day-to-day. So what does my day look like as a nurse practitioner? So make sure that you are aware, this is very detailed, but just make sure that you have a good level of understanding and awareness of what those day-to-day tasks might look like. So this section is very helpful in that I can see that for a nurse practitioner, that most often folks with this title do have a master's degree, and this is nationwide. I think that would look different if you were looking at a nurse or an RN, the different levels of nurses, that would absolutely vary. But just keep that in mind. So as you continue on through this page, you can see employment. I think this is a position, I'm not surprised by this. You can see the employment projection over the next 10 years is really expected to continue to grow. And when they say 559 nurse practitioners employed in Marion, they mean that bubble that I was talking about before in our region. So just tons of information. Again, you can click save, and that will save it to my profile. So when I go back to my profile, it will populate those job titles at the bottom of my profile. So again, guys, there's so much information in here. You can even use the resume builder tool. Maybe you are really looking to spend some time creating a good resume. You can come in here and create a resume, and you can add. So you can see that I've added to this, but it's such a wonderful, so for example, if I add my work experience, let's say I was a clerk at a grocery store, it will bring up all of these possible things that you may have done as a clerk. And when you select it, it gives you all of these tasks. And if I clicked that, it would plug it into my resume. Such an awesome tool. So then it just moves you along the process. You can add your education history. You can add skills that you've had, and then it starts to build your resume. So if I go back to my resume, I know I'm doing this very quickly, but you can view and edit. You can download it. You can edit it in Word, and you can even upload it again so that it's saved there. You know where it's at. It's not lost on your computer. So use this tool. It's such an excellent resource. All right, so I'm going to hop back over to the tab at the top that I had open, and I am just going to show you guys quickly some other resources and tools that might be helpful to you to understand. I have a feeling that many of you have used the career path curriculum. I know that those documents were used to plan fall classes, but if not, or if you are looking ahead into the spring, take a look at these. So in the Linn-Mar district, let's say I am going to be a senior next year. I'm interested in health sciences. What does that look like for me at my high school? So this document shows me all of the classes available at my school that have to do with health. I can see job shadows and internships available to me. I can even click that and go out to the portal where internships and job shadows are kept. And then I can see all of my clubs and organizations. just such a great one-page resource. I can see classes that I can take in high school that account for college level courses, Kirkwood Academies that are available to me. And then the bottom half of the page is really dedicated to, so for example, if I knew I wanted to go into a healthcare field, I know I want to start with an associate's degree and can see what's out there for me. These are just a sampling of career titles that require an associate's degree level of training. And then over here on the right are careers and median salary information. So again, this is real-time information that we've captured from Future Ready Iowa, but it will always be updating. So we will update these this summer. But you can go click these buttons to go back to Future Ready Iowa in order to see the full list of what's available within that level of training. So just keep that in mind. But we wanted to be able to provide a document that really gave you a glimpse into what healthcare looks like at all of these levels. All right, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you job profiles. So these are essentially a kind of a picture into different careers in our community. I've had one-on-one conversations with a lot of these companies that I've said, hey, what does an accountant look like at Align Energy? So if you see right here, job type, you can click into any number of categories, and we've categorized them based on these 16 career clusters. So just for today's sake, I'm going to click into accountant, and I can see the general job description. I can see the starting salary, company benefits. I can see the training and certification that is required. So this is a really great thing to be aware of, that specific companies, what level of training do they require of an entry-level person coming into their organization. So just really good information. Again, if you see something that you're interested in or you want to learn more about this specific job, you can click into tell us you're interested. And that will take you to a form that will enable you to fill out and say, hey, I saw this job on your website. Is there any possibility I can speak with someone at that company? Maybe I can do a job shadow and meet with them virtually. Guys, the opportunities are really endless. I think it's up to you to ask those questions and to engage, because those companies, they want to learn about you and how to best work with you. Again, all of these job profiles at the bottom have buttons to each district pathway that we were just looking at. Okay, and lastly, I wanted to show you all the Pursuit Promise and Pursuit grants. So this is a process in which we've created in order to best partner you with a local company. So let's say you have had a really great internship with a local company and you know that you need a certain level of continued training in order to be eligible for that job. So this really will enable you to pay for some of that training while working. There's a number of different ways that this could work. We've sat down one-on-one with students and said, we think that this could work for you like this, and really help draw that picture for you. It can be kind of an overwhelming document to fill out, so we are more than happy to sit down and walk you through the application process. So don't be afraid to reach out and ask. Lots of great information in here. I think that is finally wrapping up everything that I wanted to share with you all today. I hope you are using this time to the best of your ability and really making the most of it. I know it's been difficult to be home, but we hope that you continue your training and learning from home, and we are here to answer your questions and connect you with local companies, because we hope that you are a future citizen of our community. So we will talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.